coaches, welcome back to another week of tactical breakdowns. This week we're going to be talking about attacking from wide areas. Before we start, as always, if you like the video and you like the content, please give it a subscribe and a like below so you don't miss any of it. Also, big news, we've got a partnership this week. We're teaming up again with our old friends Keyframe. We're going to use tactical footage during this video and you'll see some animations. Keyframe are absolutely brilliant in the visuals and the animations. Video is a brilliant coaching tool, but telestration will take your information to the next level. Keyframe do an absolutely brilliant job, simple to use, fast to learn, works with any video provider and very, very affordable. It's also in the cloud, so it's all stored there for you. Check out their information below and we'll show you a little bit at the end about them as well. Big thanks to Keyframe. Alright, let's talk about attacking from wide areas. Alright, the first question we're going to ask is why is it important to be able to attack from wide areas? And it's quite simple. If you look at the modern game today and you look at defensive systems, most defensive systems, whether they're set up in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2 diamond or a 3-5-2 or whatever it is, all these defensive systems prioritize central compactness and blocking these inside pockets for attackers to get through. Now, that is reflected as well in statistics and data, and if you look at any of these technical reports from FIFA, here's one from the World Cup, they normally say, well, that number one of the trends in the tournament is compact defending, and number two, the role of wide players, be it 7s, 11s, or fullbacks, is starting to come more and more into the game and be more and more relevant in attacking systems. So, if you want your team to be really, really strong on the attacking side and you want them to be able to break down presses and break down blocks, then you're probably going to need to be able to unlock teams in the wide areas to score goals, create chances and win games. So how do we do that? So of course it matters what the other team are going to do, and trying to entice and provoke the opposition into certain areas can really, really help you. So we've broken down in this video 3 ways to unlock these wide areas. Now the first one is perhaps the easiest in terms of accessibility, but you need to have certain player profiles in those areas in order to score goals and create chances. So we're going to use keyframe analysis here and look at some tactical footage and then look at what we would do on the training ground to maybe replicate that there. So the first is attacking in wide areas in transition. So typically here the opposition will have the ball. In this case it's a set piece, and we use keyframe here to show that you're going to get a wide player in as soon as you secure possession. The wide player is going to go into that space, and again, depending on your player profile, will be dependent on what you want in this area. Now, if the wide player has speed and skill and is an attack-minded player, maybe they'll look to drive down that line here, which she does, brings over 3 recovering defenders and then unlocks a central space for a pass, and then a little bit of skill on the edge of the box and creates a great chance on goal. So a transition moment is a brilliant opportunity to use those wide spaces because the opposition typically are trying to score a goal, so they will have sent their fullbacks higher up the pitch. So those spaces are initially open, but you need to use them with speed, skill, quality and support from other players, usually if you're going to score goals and get a return off that position. How could you work on that on the training pitch? So here's an example of what you could do. 2 teams, red versus blue, 8v8, and then 4 neutrals, each in the yellow zones on the outside. So you're going to play a match with no restrictions in terms of touches or movement for the red and the blue team. But if you win the ball back and you play to a wide space, to a purple, and you score from a transition into a wide area, the goal counts as double. So you're trying to incentivize players in the transition to look for those wide spaces and then create attacking opportunities. Number 2, and the second way to utilize wide spaces in the attack, probably the oldest trick in the book, switching the point of attack. So again, we'll use Keyframe to show an example. When a team is shifted over, quick free kick here, you can see the white team in terms of their defensive position, all but one player is positioned on one half of the pitch. So the blue team switch the play, and then there's some movement here by the fullback on the far side and the number 9 to occupy the right spaces. So the fullback receives the ball on the switch in an advanced area, and then the number 9, really good movement here to spin out as the opponent steps, takes that space into the final third. Now you've got a crossing opportunity, but you've also got numbers in the box. So there's 3 players in a higher position against 3. And again, a good goal scoring opportunity, good cross, good header. So how do you replicate something like that on the training pitch? Again, let's look at a game to do it. 9v9, red versus blue. Full width, 3 zones. One condition of the game. In order to score, you have to have possession in all 3 zones. So you're going to have to move the opponent across the pitch. As soon as you go into all 3 zones, you can score. If the chance is available initially, great. If it's not, and you have to come out, no problem at all. But once you start moving the opposition, spaces can open up and you can occupy those wide areas and create chances. All right, our last solution for creating an opportunity in a wide area is actually by going central initially. So this might look or sound counterproductive, but it's what it does to the opposition. So again, we're going to use some keyframe to take a look in a game tactically. Ball comes to the centre back, and if you look at the blue team defensively, they're quite compact. And this pass here to the number 9 actually brings in the outside back, fullback for cover, which opens up space. So even though it's a central pass, it draws the outside back in, and now the wide player has more space. 2v2 out wide, space for the cross, really good delivery, really good chance. So again, creating that there on the training pitch, we'll go again with 3 zones, but this time we'll make the 2 wide zones a little bit smaller and the one in the middle bigger. So now the blue team are defending. The defensive team always has to have their team in the middle zone. You cannot go outside the middle zone when you are defending. But the red team must have 4 passes before they can utilize those wide zones. So it just gives the team in possession that repetition and that practice and that challenge of creating those wide spaces and drawing the opposition centrally, and then creating those wide spaces and getting numbers in the box to score. Alright coaches, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy the work and you would like some more session ideas, please go to the website modernsoccercoach.com. Our new ebook is there, 20 attack and training session, full session plans on work like this around principle-based attacking, build-up play, midfield combination. It's got it all, modernsoccercoach.com/shop. Huge thanks to Keyframe. Before we go today, we wouldn't be able to do this without the help of Keyframe. So please take a look. Here is a little video on what they are about. Huge thanks to Keyframe. They improve understanding, aids reflection, saves time when you're doing the videos. These telestration tools are normally really expensive, normally really hard to produce. Keyframe solves all the problems, simple to use, fast to learn, works with any video provider and is affordable. Please check them out, link is below. Thanks so much, coaches. See you next week. Goodbye.